Hello, welcome to our APAC Get to Know video series, where we get to know our business leaders on a more personal basis and also get to learn and be inspired by the professional journeys that they have taken. Today, we are very lucky to have our special guest, Mr. Chip McClure, to be with us. Chip is the Chairman, President, and CEO of Meritor, Inc., the Moving Forward company. And thank you very much for joining us
Peter,
today.
it's great
Chip.
being here today. Thank you.
Thank you. And Chip, for you that may already know, is the current chair of the Detroit Regional Chamber, and it's a great time to be the chair.
It absolutely is. I think there's a real resurgence going on with the city of Detroit, and I'm certainly pleased and proud to be part of that group. So it's a great time to be with the city and all.
Chip, as a first thing, would you like to share with us your professional journey from as early as you want to be until now, and maybe we can learn from some of the magnificent memories and experience that we can learn from your journey?
First of all, Peter, I appreciate the adjectives you've used for my journey, but let me say, I actually started as an engineer, and so I'm an engineer by education, certainly not by profession. Whenever I talk about throughout my career, I continue to be impressed by the engineering acumen that exists here, not only in this country, but kind of around the world, and clearly within our company. When I finished college, I was in the Navy for 4 years, and then I spent the rest of my career in the automotive and transportation business, both here and abroad. I lived in Germany for about 3.5 years. So aside from being overseas in Germany, this has been home here in Michigan, and I'm certainly pleased to be part of that, but it's a great resurgence as you look kind of what's going on with the industry that way.
Now, throughout your professional journey, what might be some of the experience that you have encountered and lessons learned that you think will benefit our viewers today? How you?
Well, one of the first things I often talk about is don't be uncomfortable about going outside your zone of comfort or comfort zone. Probably the best example I had in my own career is when I had the opportunity to go overseas, because quite frankly, I didn't want to go overseas when that happened back in the 90s. And as I look back on it now, 15 years later, it's without a doubt one of the best experiences I had both personally and professionally. It was also great for my family too. So one of the big pieces of advice I say is try something new, go outside your zone of comfort, and oftentimes you'll be really surprised at the results that come out of that.
That's really appropriate for the Asian Pacific Chamber of Commerce, because we have a lot of Asians, students and entrepreneurs that would love to come to Michigan and see what opportunities there are. So thank you for that comment. Now I'm going to ask you some personal questions. That's the objective of our interview,
Sure.
is to get to know you personally. Have you ever had something that happened to you that at first you think, oh, it's really a bad situation, but it actually turned out to be for the best?
I think we've all had those in our career, and probably one of the best examples again I will give you is when I was, quote, presented with the opportunity to go overseas as an expat. And to just kind of put it in context, at the time I had just been promoted at the company I was at, which was Johnson Controls,
Okay.
and was heading up their Americas business, and really wasn't sure I really wanted to go to Europe. And as I look back on it, as I say, 15 years later, it's without a doubt one of the best things that happened to me. So as you look at that, yeah, that's one of those things that at the time wasn't sure I really wanted to have it occur, because I'd just been promoted here back in the Americas, but it was a great opportunity. As I said, looking beyond that, it really proved out very well for me.
I assume Mrs. McClure probably convinced you to go there and say.
Actually, in a lot of ways she did. As I look at those kind of assignments, it really is the partnership, and it was my wife as much as anybody and my kids that said, hey, let's go try it. So we went and tried it. And so as you look at those kind of things, sometimes what you look at is something that may not be the greatest thing to start. Later on, it turns out quite well. But yeah, Mrs. McClure, my wife Sarah, really did help with that.
That's terrific. We all have the big boss behind us.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Now, interestingly, we're all young in a point of view. So what do you want to be when you grow up?
Well, I like being referred to as being young. And if I look at that, the kind of things as I do that kind of going forward, I want to be recognized as a good person, a good leader. You know, I've been married for almost 35 years, so obviously want to be a good husband. I've got 2 great kids that I'm very proud of that are very successful in their own right. And then from a business perspective, I continue to be pleased and proud with working here at Meritor and with the group here. So as I look at that kind of, as I move forward, as people kind of look at it, I want to be recognized as a good person, good husband, good father, and a good member of the corporate team here.
And a good golfer, maybe?
Well, my golf game's not so good. I tend to be more of a boater, so my golf game has suffered as a result of that.
Understand. Just hit off the back of the boat.
Sure, that's right, yeah.
What is your greatest accomplishment that you can think of, at least up to this point?
Well, I'd have to say one of the greatest accomplishments most recently has been with this team here at Meritor is surviving the recession of 2008, 2009. I mean, To be very candid, at one point, our stock was as low as 32 cents a share. So, I mean, obviously, we had some real challenges in front of us, and I couldn't ask for a better team. So as I look at that, one of the things I've taken most recently as far as a pride and accomplishment is really working with this team at Meritor and getting through the depths of the crisis and, quite frankly, continue to not only survive, but thrive going forward.
That's great. That's great. I understand it's now up to 8 something. Isn't it?
It's a little over $8 a share, and so
all right.
Big change.
That's great. Now, what drives you every day when you get up in the morning?
I enjoy what I'm doing. And one of the things I often say, and I learned this early in my career, someone one time said to me, is if 3 out of 5 days of the week you like what you're doing, you got a pretty good job. I've been fortunate throughout my career that 4.5 out of 5 days, well, quite frankly, I recognize I work 7 days a week now, 6.5 out of 7 days of the week, I like what I'm doing. I always leave that one half day if there's some bad or tough times. But if I look at that, I think that's probably the best thing, is I enjoy what I'm doing, and whether it's my personal life or my professional life, as long as you can keep doing that, I think you can continue to grow that way, and I've been fortunate that way.
And we know that your day is not just 8-hour day, it's
Correct.
It's a 14-hour day. So, all right, here's the trick question. Not the trick question, it's an important question. On the personal basis, not business-wise, is there something you want to do that you haven't done yet that you would like to accomplish, or learn or do?
People often refer to that as the bucket list, I guess is the way to look at that.
Well, I just want one is on the bucket list. Yeah.
I don't know if there's any one thing. Obviously, what I want to do is continue to grow in whatever I do, continue to be excited about what I do. Obviously, I do a lot of things on the outside, as I kind of indicated. I'm not a great golfer. I am a boater, so I enjoy the water side of it. I'm a runner, so I enjoy the exercise part of it. I enjoy spending time with my kids and my family and all that type of thing. So at the end of the day, I don't think there's any one specific thing, but really as I kind of continue to go forward is to continue and grow in whatever I do, have fun at it, enjoy it, and hopefully can continue to contribute both to my family, the company, and the community as a whole.
I thought one day you and I can go learn how to do skydiving or something.
I will tell you, my daughter has done bungee jumping and my son has done skydiving, so I at least have in the family a couple family members that have done both. I think I'll probably pass on that at this point, though.
I don't blame you. Well, thank you very much again for your time today, Chip.
Peter, it's been great seeing you.
Thank you for our members to get to know you a little bit more on a personal basis. And thank you for joining us this evening, and please stay tuned for future interviews with additional business leaders in the region. Thank you.